that's it. If anybody's under arrest, it's you. You helped bring a baby into this world. Beautiful baby girl named Laura.
Laura Jean. It's no use. You will never get away from me.
Yes, I will! Just wait and see, I will!
Like I said, you will never get away. Never, Laura Jean. Never!
Hey, whoa, you okay?
Dad.
Hey.
Go on, Tina. Describe in your own words your relationship with the accused, Johnny D.
Well, gosh, I mean, a relationship's really hard to describe. I mean, you know, you can describe a flower or, you know, a sunset or something like that, but a relationship is...
Ms. Roberts,
really
answer the question.
Well, Your Honor, I just think that there are some people who are better equipped to be witnesses here. I mean, they know so much more.
We're not going to wait for other witnesses who may or may not arrive. Now, speak to the question, please.
Herb! Herb, can't you use one of your objections right now?
It's a simple question, Tina. What's the harm in answering?
Who is this? Where's Saren?
What is it, Bo? What's happened?
I don't know. It was some guy with a distorted voice and a warning.
What did he say?
He said if we ever want to see them again, remember, silence is golden.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
Jake, that means Sarah and Megan have been kidnapped.
Sometimes it's great to be alive, you know? The rain is stopping, the music is good, and you can't get any better.
Hey, watch what you're doing. These country roads can be dangerous.
Relax. Deliver your message to Buchanan. It's gonna be easy from now on.
Not yet. Not yet.
Sarah? 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 Oh, no, Sarah!
Here's what to do when you don't find the rainbows in this time. Here's where you go when it looks like the rain won't end. Don't cry. I'll give you tomorrow. Let me be the one to share it with. And each day that follows, 'cause we only have one life to live.
Sarah? Sarah, come on, wake up. Don't do this to me. Sarah, say something, come on. Sarah? All right, thank God you're alive. Come on, get up. Come on, Sarah. Oh, God. You okay? What happened? Where are we? Whoa, hold on. Megan, we're in the back of a truck. What are we doing here? Well, I don't really know. All I remember was stepping into the elevator at the hospital. Right. We were going to meet Bo and Jake, and somebody put something over my mouth. I know, I think we were drugged. What is going on? Who would want to do that to us? We can't even tell who's driving this thing because there's no window into the cab. Hey! Stop this thing! Let us out! What's wrong with us? Hey! Who are you? Let us out! Help!
This is no amateur kidnapping, Jake. These guys are pros.
Like the kind of pros that work for Johnny and Carlo?
Exactly right. They didn't ask for a ransom. All they want is silence.
It doesn't take a genius to figure out this one. Whose hearing is later on today? Who stands to lose the most by our combined testimonies?
Johnny,
Right.
Carlo. Carlo knows we can't be bought off. So if he takes the girls, then we can't testify about what we know, what we saw, what we heard about when we were on Badderly Island, right?
Right. What?
Tina and Cord, they're testifying right now. We gotta stop them. Come on.
Oh, hey, I gotta use your phone.
Well, I think...
Did you see...
Hi, operator, can I have a Landry courthouse,
Get into
please?
that elevator?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so
Did you
this
see
is
anybody get in behind him?
No, sir.
Look, I need to speak to Herb Callison, District Attorney Herb Callison. This is an emergency. No, I know that the hearing is in session, but you have to interrupt. Tell him it's Jake Harrison. This is an emergency, please. No, listen. I don't care about what you're... She hung up.
Come on, we gotta get to the courthouse before Tina.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what.
What?
I'll go. You call the cops. Tell them what's happened, all right?
Good. Come on.
All right.
Just go, move.
Whoa.
If you're late, Jake.
I know. I'm going.
I gotta borrow your phone again. This is Bo Buchanan. I want to talk to Rafe Gerritsen now.
Your Honor, it's not that I don't want to answer these questions. It's just that, well, I think that some of the words of some of the other witnesses would be more important. I mean, there's Bo Buchanan and his wife, Sarah, and then Sarah's sister, Megan, and then Megan's boyfriend, Jake Harrison. They all have really important things to say. They know what would happen at Badderly, and I think that we should wait until they get here to go on. I think that would be a good idea.
We have no guarantee that they will, Ms. Roberts.
Not true.
Who are you?
Lipman, Lucky Lipman, at your service. Your Honor, Mr. Lipman is one of my witnesses.
Can he wait, Your Honor? I haven't finished interrogating this witness.
Just a moment. Mr. Lipman, can you enlighten us on the whereabouts of the other witnesses?
Enlightenment is my middle name. With your permission, sir.
Please, if it'll expedite matters.
Lucky, do you have any idea where everyone is? Well, I can't speak for Bo and Sarah, but Jake was last seen at the hospital with Megan, saying goodbye to her mother. You know who she is, the one that you had shot.
Your Honor.
Confine yourself to the question, Mr. Lipman.
I'm sorry. I'm sure that Jake wanted to be here. It was whatever's keeping him. I'm sure it's very darn important. In fact, he told me he wanted to be here very badly to testify. He told me, in fact, that he would hammer in the last nail of his coffin with his bare hands.
Your Honor, please.
That's enough, Mr. Lipman.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I didn't mean to imply just because Johnny D conspired to commit murder and to smuggle in drugs in the Landview that he's not a nice person.
Your Honor, I object, and I humbly request that Mr. Lipman be removed from this courtroom. He isn't even sworn in as a witness.
You're out of order, and I want you to be removed to Statesville. That's what I say.
Now, nobody is going to leave, and nobody's going to speak unless he or she is spoken to. Is that understood? Thank you. Mr. D, please continue your questions.
I am still waiting for a response from the witness from our last question, Your Honor, about our relationship.
Why is she afraid to answer?
It's got to be because of Johnny. She can't even stand to be in the same room with him right now.
Gentlemen, perhaps you didn't hear me.
Yes, Your Honor, I did hear you. It's just I can't sit silently back here when Tina's on the stand having to deal with this man.
Your Honor.
This man has hurt her enough as it is, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
And it's tough for her to sit here and have to answer his questions.
Your Honor, perhaps Mr. Robert forgets that I am an attorney representing an innocent man. Myself.
Right.
Yeah, in the eyes of the law, that's right.
All right, that's it. Now, in this room, I am the law. Now, if anybody wants to challenge that, I will clear this courtroom, and I'll bring you in one by one, and you'll answer my questions. Now, I would like to get back to the case at hand. Miss Roberts.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm all out of patience, my dear. Now, Mr. D has asked you to describe your relationship with him. Please do so now.
Hey, Laura, you just had a bad dream, that's all.
Yeah, I'm sorry, a dream. That's all it was. Just a dream.
Hey, don't be sorry. What was it about? Laura?
I don't remember.
You're on your selective memory.
No, really, I mean it. You know how it is with some dreams? They're really powerful when they're happening, and then they just vanish, just like that.
Yeah, Laura, maybe one day you'll trust me enough to remember what you've conveniently forgotten.
But I do trust you. Don't you know that by now?
I trust you more than I've ever trusted any man in my... I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
Hey, stop saying you're sorry, all right? First you give me an honor, and then you take it away. What's going on here?
An honor?
Yeah, that's right. To think that I've become someone special to you, that's an honor and a responsibility. So I'm going to give you a promise. If one day you confide in me, and I mean totally, I will do everything I can to help you, no matter how much trouble you think you're in.
Well, what if I don't think I am? What if the trouble is really real?
It's not going to change how I feel, Laura. You can count on me.
Dan, I want to so much. I really do.
Then do. Laura, you've got to trust somebody sometime.
I want you to know why.
Why what, Laura?
Why I feel so happy. I mean, it's not just this house and the baby being born, but it's this beautiful house in the middle of nowhere, and oh, I just wish I could stay here forever.
That's it. That's your confession?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I've got a confession to give you. I wish, too, that I could stay here forever.
You, a doctor?
Yeah, well, I'm probably romanticizing life out here. I know it's hard and lonely, but, you know, there's something about it.
The people.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess they know how to live off the land, you know, and get by on what they need. Unlike us with our fancy cars and houses, and I'm probably just boring you to tears.
No, I know exactly what you mean. I've always dreamt of this kind of life. A house, a family, and someone to care for.
And work. Work that really matters, you know, not because of what it pays you, but because it makes your life richer. And I don't mean money, you know, I mean, well, what I mean is it's,
You mean making other people's lives better, like a doctor.
Right. You know, my dad and I didn't always see eye to eye. But I saw the way that he respected people and the way people respected him. He didn't come to Larry Wallach with a pain or an earache. He came to him to be healed, body and soul. You know, and that's the kind of doctor I want to be. But look at me, I'm living in a mansion, ready to be married to the next great lady of Landview society.
There's nothing wrong with having money.
Yeah, there is. There is, Laura, if it's not you. You know, Brenda might like to have 7 forks to choose from at the dinner table. I don't.
Well, have you told her how you feel?
Many, many times. But she swears up and down that money and all that goes with it doesn't mean anything to her. But then she turns around and she joins the junior league, right? And then she starts throwing gardening parties and charity benefits. You know, I just don't know what to think anymore. You know?
Maybe you just have to be a little bit patient. You know, being the richest woman in town is pretty new for Brenda, and it's going to take some getting used to.
She already is. That's the trouble.
Jeannette! Jeannette, it's me, hon! Where are you?
Who are you? You must be Mr. Hawkins, right?
We thought you were in Ohio, Mr. Hawkins.
Yeah, I was, but my mom was feeling better, so I hurried back here to, Why am I explaining myself to you? I find a strange car out front, 2 strange people in my kitchen. Where's my wife? Where's Jeannette?
But there's nothing to be concerned about. I'm Dr. Dan Wallach, and this is my assistant, Laura Jean. Your wife is in the other room with the baby.
Oh. That's a relief. For a minute there, What did you just say?
I just said, sir, congratulations. Your wife just gave birth to a healthy, beautiful baby girl.
A girl? I had a girl. I mean, we did. Jeannette! Hon! You did it!
Miss Roberts, about you and Mr. D.
Well, yes, sir. I'll tell you, I first met Mr. D, Johnny, when I was out to California. I mean, I moved out there after my marriage had broken up. I was feeling, you know, lost and lonely and heartbroken, and I was out to dinner with a friend. It was a girlfriend, and I was just there, and Mr. D was in the restaurant, and he sent over some champagne, and then what happened was he asked me if I wanted to have dinner, and I said okay, and we had dinner. And we had a few laughs. It was nice. We became friends, and then we went on this little trip, and we went to Las Vegas. But it was friends. I mean, it was a perfectly harmless trip. It was
Tina,
platonic,
I'm not talking about our relationship back then. I mean later.
Oh, you mean when I left California and I came back to Landview? See, I had to come back because I missed my son really
Miss Roberts, we are not interested in making a novel out of this. Now, can we please get to the time when you and Mr. D were together on Badderly Island?
Thank you, Your Honor. By all means, Tina, tell everyone what happened between you and me on Badderly.
Well, God, I mean, there were so many things that happened. I was just... Can I have a glass of water, please?
Bailiff?
Thank you.
Tina, you haven't forgotten all the fun that we had when we first arrived on Badderly, have you?
Fun. Well, it was interesting. Thank you very much. Thank you. Excuse me. What'd you say now? I'm sorry.
The fun that we had on Badderly.
Well, yeah, it was fun. I mean, it was interesting, I should say. I mean, he had all these people he wanted me to meet, these friends who had, like, they were like these casino owners, because I had some outstanding outstanding debts that I had.
Tina, I'm not talking about your financial matters. I'm talking about one special day in particular. Remember?
Well, there were a lot of special days. I mean, it was really lovely weather up there.
Tina,
it was nice.
Tina, I'm not talking about the weather. I'm talking about the day that our relationship changed. You know the day that I mean. Tell the judge exactly what happened.
Oh, well,
You want me to refresh your memory?
No.
Miss Roberts, you're under oath.
Your Honor, what it is okay, what I mean is that I was just...
Tina, stop. Don't say another word.
What is the meaning of this?
Why don't you ask him, huh?
What?
Somebody talks, he's made sure that somebody's gonna die.
Silence! Silence! Officer, I want this man removed.
Your Honor, this is Jake Harrison. He's one of my witnesses.
He's a pathological liar, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm a pathological liar. Why don't you tell him what happened to Sarah and Megan and why?
Silence! Silence or I'll fine every single one of you. Now, Mr. Callison, you say that this is one of your witnesses.
Jake Harrison, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I am sorry that I came barging in like I did. I know I'm out of line, but I had to stop this hearing.
Well, so far you've succeeded. Now, if you can do it rationally, tell me why.
Okay. I was just at the hospital with Bo Buchanan.
He's another witness.
Yes, we were at the hospital. He had to put his sister-in-law, who's Vicky Buchanan, in the ambulance that's going to take her to the airport. They're transferring her to a clinic in Seattle right now.
I'm aware of the mayor's condition. Go on.
Good. Well, anyway, while we were waiting for the ladies, who is Megan Gordon, who is Vicky's daughter, and Sarah, who is her sister, who's also Bo's wife.
The Gordon sisters are also witnesses.
Yeah, they were. They were up until now. We got a phone call while we were at the hospital.
What phone call?
Bo got a phone call from some man. I don't know who. The voice on the other end of the line said that we were not to testify. Nobody that was at Badderly was to say anything at this hearing, or as he put it, something would happen. Silence is golden, is the way that he phrased it.
Your Honor, just because Mr. Buchanan and Mr. Harrison can't seem to find their lady friends and a prank call happened to come in.
Oh, do you think kidnapping is a prank?
Ease up, buddy. Ease up.
Mr. Callison, tell your witness that I'll throw him in the next available jail cell if he lays another finger on Mr. D.
I think you just made that clear.
Let me also make clear, Mr. Harrison, that you have no right to interrupt these proceedings.
Your Honor, Tina cannot continue to testify. If she does, Megan and Sarah's life isn't going to be worth a damn.
Your Honor, I think that I shouldn't say anything for fear of jeopardizing innocent lives.
Your Honor, this trick is an obvious attempt by Mr. Harrison and his friends to ruin my good name.
Oh, your good name. You know the only place your name is any good, D, is in the jungles where they grow coca leaves.
Mr. Harrison, I've given you your last warning.
You can't let this man get away with this. He ordered the kidnapping to silence us. He knows that he's got us over a barrel. If nobody testifies against this scum, he's going to walk away scot-free.
That's the way the law works, my friend.
Well, if anybody hurts Sarah and Megan, I'll let you know that I'm going to settle with you.
Get this man out of here. I want him ejected. Get him out.
Nobody's blaming you, nurse, all right?
Now, you say you saw Sarah and Megan entering the elevator.
Yes, sir.
And after that?
That was the last I saw of them.
Did you see anyone else get into the elevator with them? Anyone suspicious hanging around or following behind them?
Not that I noticed.
No, okay. She had her other duties to worry about, all right?
Commissioner, Bo and I checked with security. No one reports seeing Sarah or Megan leaving the building.
Nobody's seen them since they got into that elevator. They didn't disappear into thin air.
Mr. Buchanan, I wish there was something more.
You've been very helpful, nurse. Thank you very much. Wasn't there another?
Oh, yeah. It's, Nurse Frazier.
Yes, sir.
This is Police Commissioner Nichols and Bo Buchanan. Nurse Frazier was on the main floor about the same time that Sarah and Megan disappeared.
Did you see them get out of the elevator?
No, she told me that she doesn't remember seeing either of them.
Perhaps you saw someone else, Nurse Frazier.
Just 2 doctors.
Doctors? Which 2 doctors?
I don't know. They were rushing 2 patients from the elevator.
Well, where were they taking the 2 patients? To an ambulance or what?
I couldn't say.
Well, there must be a log, a record of some sort.
I have that right here. It's funny.
What's funny?
Very unusual. There's no notation of patients being moved at that time. No doctor's names given either.
Oh, damn.
What is it, Bo?
When Jake and I were downstairs, we saw 2 doctors get out of the elevator. They were pushing gurneys. We thought that they had dead bodies under the sheets or something. They walked right in front of us.
Are you thinking what I think you're thinking?
I think Sarah and Megan were under those sheets. I could have stopped them.
Hey, Megan, who stands to gain something by kidnapping us?
Aside from Spring Sky, I don't know.
Oh, unless Johnny D. Or Carlos. Do you think they did the same thing to Bo and Jake? I mean, maybe they're kidnapping us to keep us from testifying.
I don't know. How can we know anything when we're in this truck?
Well, there's only one thing to do. Oh, pray they're all right. Now scream bloody murder.
Come on! Hey! I'm serious about this. Help! Get us out of here! This is a Gordon thing.
You want to turn that up? I'll check the time.
Yeah, anything to drown them out. How we doing?
Right on schedule.
Think we should have used more chloroform on them. It's all too late now, isn't it?
It's all right if the ladies keep up the racket, we can take care of them.
Well, now that Mr. Hawkins is here, I guess we're not really needed around here, are we?
Guess not.
I should go call the clinic. They're probably worried about us with the storm and all.
That's a good idea.
That's a bad idea.
Line still down?
Yeah, I guess we're going to tell everybody we're okay in person, huh?
Yeah, I guess you're right, Dan. I mean, even if we wanted to, we couldn't stay here forever, could we?
Well, I think it would get a little crowded with John and Jeannette, you and me, and Laura.
I still can't get over her naming the baby after me. You can just think, when that little girl grows up, every time someone asks her about her name, she'll think of a stranger that was at her home when she was born.
I'll tell you, you're never going to be a stranger to the Hawkins family. You'll always be a part of their lives.
I will, won't I? Well, at least I'll be part of something.
Laura?
No, it's okay. I mean, every everything beautiful has to come to an end sometime, even a wonderful day like this, huh?
No, I think you're too realistic. I think everything beautiful can last for a very long time, as long as you're breathing and hoping.
Not taking midnight swims in the river? Hmm? Is that what you mean?
Something like that, yeah.
Well, I think that's a beautiful idea, Doc. Then again, I think you're more romantic than I am.
And you're less of a cynic than you claim to be.
Maybe so. Maybe you're right. Something can last forever, right? I mean, like, take today, for instance. I will always remember this day. I mean, the storm, the fear, the excitement, the thrill, I mean, even the exhaustion. This has been one of the most wonderful days of my life.
Hey, we shared it together, remember?
Well, you've delivered so many babies. I mean, this is just another day for you, isn't it?
No. You're wrong. No matter how many babies I've delivered or will deliver, this day will always be special to me. Why don't we go say our goodbyes to Mr. and Mrs. Hawkins? I think that's a good idea.
Sir, please, with all due respect, Mr. Harrison believes the woman he loves has been abducted. If he weren't upset, even slightly irrational, it wouldn't be normal.
Amen.
You.
Yes, sir.
Be quiet.
I can do that. That I can do.
Mr. Callison, are you willing to vouch for Mr. Harrison?
Yes, of course. And I assure you, he won't cause any more trouble.
Very well. But one more outburst, Mr. Harrison, and you will be spending the night in lockup.
Your Honor, as I was trying to say to Mr. Harrison and anybody else who believes in fair play, I know nothing, absolutely nothing about this alleged kidnapping. Mr. Harrison thinks I don't want the truth to come out at this hearing, and that I would resort to abducting the women that he has alluded to silence, to guarantee the silence of their loved ones. But he has got me all wrong. I welcome their testimony and their day in court. If they have been kidnapped by some unscrupulous people, then I have as much to lose as everyone. Because I want their testimony in an open hearing in this court so I can prove to the people of Landview that I have been falsely accused.
The witness will please step down. Mr. Callison, Mr. D, please approach the bench.
Jake, what about Vicky and Clinton? Did they get away?
Yeah, I saw them get in the ambulance. They're on their way to Seattle by now.
What about the kidnapping? They know about the kidnapping?
No, they were already gone by the time the phone call came in.
Thank God. I mean, the last thing that Vicky and Clinton need is something like this.
Tell me more about this phone call. What happened?
I was at the nurse's.
How can you smile like that?
Tina, I realize that you're concerned about Sarah and Megan, but you have to admit this makes everything a lot easier for us.
Easier? Johnny, what is wrong with you? Don't you have any humanness inside of you?
Now, you know the answer to that.
Don't you dare touch me. I swear that the minute this hearing starts up again, I'm going to tell the judge everything that you have done.
Everything, Tina?
Yes, everything, Tina, yes. I swear I don't care. I don't care about the scandal or anything, Johnny. I'm going to tell the court everything that you have done.
It's obvious to me that any witness who comes forward today will feel restrained by Mr. Harrison's news about Megan Gordon and Sarah Buchanan. Therefore, I'm ordering a postponement of this hearing.
But, Your Honor, I want to
Please, Miss Roberts. Pending more information on the abduction, the district attorney and I will decide on a new date. Until that time, this hearing is now adjourned.
All rise. Herb, you gotta promise me you won't set a date until the girls show up.
First things first, Jake. walk me down to my office and tell me exactly what happened at the hospital.
Yeah, I'm coming. Okay.
Well, let's just get out of here.
Court, I wanted to tell him everything. I wanted to tell him just what kind of a man he really is.
I don't get it. The truck stops, now there's all this noise out there. What's going on?
Megan, what if they want to shut us up permanently?
Don't even think that. I am scared enough as it is.
Look, I'm sorry, but whatever they're doing out there means trouble for us. And that's where we have to be ready.
Hey, how come the girls are so quiet in there? I don't care. Why'd they stop banging? As long as we don't have to drug them. Hey, be careful with that, will you? Hey! Why don't you help? Instead of ordering me around all the time, huh? Great. Okay, cops will be looking for a laundry van. We got ourselves a plain black truck.
Are you crazy? Shh. Do you have a better idea? No, but I'm usually the ones that come up with this stupid plan, not you.
All right, fine. Next time, if there is a next time, you're going to come up with a plan. Right now, we've got to be ready to bust out of here, and don't stop for anything.
Did you hear that?
There's nothing to hear.
Exactly. Which means whether we like it or not, we've got to get ready to put your plan into action.
Hey, honey. Hey, whoa. Yeah, I'm fine. I didn't mean to make you worry.
Why didn't you call me? You cannot imagine the terrible things that have been going through my mind.
I'm sorry, honey. The phone lines are down from the storm. I'm sorry. I'm back in one piece. Now, Laura, would you like to do the honors, or should I tell Brenda here of our adventure?
You go right ahead, Dan.
Okay. Well, when we got there, right, Jeannette was, well, that's Mrs. Hawkins. She was all alone.
Right.
And ready to have her baby.
Yeah.
Now, did we show any fear?
Mm-hmm.
Well, after that, we showed the fear. We rolled up our sleeves, right? And together, Laura and I delivered Laura.
I beg your pardon?
Well, Mrs. Hawkins had a baby girl.
Yeah?
That's what I'm saying. And she was so grateful to my assistant here that she decided to name her daughter after her.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. You must feel very proud.
I do, yes.
No, I'm tired. You two must be exhausted after all that. Why don't I take you home? Ready?
Honey, why don't we go out for dinner?
Well, I
that'd be a
will
good
fix
idea.
you whatever in the world you could possibly want. Let me pamper you a little bit tonight, okay? Okay?
Look, honey, I really don't want to... Well, look, I appreciate that.
If you're worried about locking up the clinic, I'm sure Laura Jean wouldn't mind doing that on her way home, would you?
No, not at all. Dan, you go right ahead. It's been a long day. I'll close up here, get some takeout, soak myself in a hot tub. I mean, what more could a girl want?
See there, your assistant knows how to take care of herself, so why don't we go? Thank you, Laura.
You're welcome. Bye, Brenda.
Good night, Laura. Thanks again for your help.
Night, Dan.
Sarah and Megan are in trouble, and you know who did it? Johnny D, that's who did it. God, what I wouldn't give for 1 second to tell that judge just everything that rotten little sneaky little lizard is.
Stop it. Stop
What,
it.
Court?
Come on, don't let Johnny D upset you any more than he already has. Now, just relax. He's won the first round, and that is it, all right? Tina.
What?
Believe me, all right? I want as much of that man's hide as you do for everything he's done to you.
What do you mean?
Well, specifically, I'm talking about today, just now, when you were up on the stand, the way he twisted your words. He made it sound like you were having a grand old time there on Badderly, just the two of you, romping around in the sun, having a good time.
Yeah, he twisted my words, didn't he, Claude, and you didn't fall for it. Thank you for trusting me.
Well, I definitely don't trust Johnny D. Come on, sit down. Here. Tina, I promise you, all right? Sooner or later, Johnny D is gonna pay.
Oh, I hope it's sooner than later. I swear, once Megan and Sarah get found, I'm gonna do whatever I can. I'm gonna go straight into that judge. I'm not gonna wait for a hearing. I'm gonna tell him every little horrible thing that Johnny ever did.
Listen to me. I've been thinking about this, too. Maybe you shouldn't testify after all.
Court, I thought you wanted me to nail him.
I
Help
do,
nail
Tina,
him.
I do. But listen to me, I'm worried, all right? Who knows what happened to Sarah and Megan? And I don't want anything like that to happen to you. Now, the rest of us will testify, and we will provide plenty of rope so that Johnny and Carlo are hung out to dry for a long time. Besides, you don't have anything to say that we don't already know about. Or maybe I'm wrong. Did something happen on Badderly, Tina, between you and Johnny? Something that the rest of us don't know about?
Thank you. Well, what'd you guys find out? Well, you didn't come up empty.
I was just in the administration office. I checked the records of all the doctors who signed in and out. No one left this hospital with any patients on a gurney.
The kidnappers were not doctors. The gurneys didn't just disappear.
The gurneys have been found. Empty.
Empty?
No sign of Sarah or Megan.
Captain, where exactly were these gurneys found?
They were near some service doors on the ground floor.
Oh, God, these guys are good. Rafe, they probably had ambulances waiting there.
I doubt an ambulance, since that would have been logged in.
Some kind of delivery truck?
Had to be. Something inconspicuous, a small van or a panel truck.
I'll make sure that's included in the APB.
Excuse me. Guys, how you doing? Any good news?
No, nothing yet. Did you stop the hearing?
Well, yeah, the judge postponed it for the time being, but I don't know how long that's going to be.
It's something. It's good work.
Now we wait to hear what the kidnappers want.
Troy, we know what they want. They want us to be silent.
Yeah, but they've got that. They still haven't said one word about when they were going to let Sarah and Megan go.
As long as they haven't, they can dictate terms and prevent Johnny D from ever going to trial.
We've got to find those kidnappers now, before Sarah and Megan disappear for good.
Someone's unlocking the door. Well, they're in for a big surprise. Get ready.
Tina, don't be afraid. If there's something that I don't know about from Badderly, all you have to do is tell me.
Cord? No, it's not what you think.
See, that's the problem, Tina, because I have no idea what to think. I mean, you get up there on the stand and you say that there's something going on that happened on Badderly between you and Johnny that nobody else seems to know about, and...
Look, Cord, what I meant was that, I just got to know Johnny a lot better than you guys all did, and, you know, he just said that he had all these really deep, passionate feelings for me. And you know what? The whole thing was a lie. I mean, it was all a lie. He wormed his way into my confidence. He used my trust in him. He got me to depend on him so that I would, get my gambling debts erased. And it's
Johnny
just,
D.
the whole time he was lying to me.
Johnny D. can't hurt you anymore.
Yes, he can.
How?
Just because I know, what an evil and cruel person he is. And it's just why I hate him more than anybody else does. I know that if he wants something, he won't stop at it he won't stop at anything to get it. I mean, he just goes for what he wants.
Look,
he won't stop at anything.
Tina, I promise you.
What?
I'm never gonna let Johnny D get to you again.
Cord, what if you can't stop him?
Hey,
I mean, what if Johnny's just too...
Hey, listen to me. You know, we've got something a hell of a lot stronger than Johnny D and his men and his guns. Tina, I love you. And I am going to protect you. And once we are married, you will never have to worry about Johnny D or anybody ever again.
Okay, thank you. I've got my people questioning everyone who was in the hospital when they were abducted. As soon as they come up with anything, we'll follow up right away.
Correct.
Commissioner, I just put out a statewide APB.
And what about roadblocks?
We have checkpoints set up on all roads leading out of Landview. We got the airport, train station, and the bus depot covered.
Good. That much manpower, then we got to turn up something.
There is no guarantee. All we can do is throw the full weight of the Landview Police Department behind the search.
Now, Bo, the commissioner has put me in charge of this case. You have my word, I will not rest until Sarah and Megan are home safely.
Good. Thanks, Rafe.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I just wish we had something solid to go on here.
Guys, hang in there. Captain, I have to get back to City Hall. Can I,
You know what? I'll meet you back there, but I'll walk out with you. Listen, we're gonna find them. Don't you two dare believe otherwise.
Thanks again.
You know, I just feel so useless. I feel so helpless. There's not a damn thing we can do here. I can't just sit around here waiting for this phone to ring. It might not ever ring, Bo.
I don't like to wait either, especially when I got myself to blame for something.
What are you talking about? You had nothing to do with this.
Come on, like hell. I underestimated Johnny D. and Carlo Hesser. I figured that since they're in custody, it's stupid. The whole thing is so stupid. I should have seen this coming.
So what are you going to do? You going to sit around, you going to feel sorry for yourself, or do you want to help? Huh?
So you have any solutions?
Not yet, but let's go someplace. We'll talk about this someplace. Between the two of us, we've got to come up with a brainstorm. Come on.